In March 1951, an American radio engineer named John Henry Nelson, employed by the Radio Corporation of America, made a noteworthy discovery. He found that the positions of the planets in our solar system seemed to influence the formation of sunspots, which in turn impacted the propagation of shortwave radio signals and consequently long-distance communication. Nelson's journey into this discovery started with a simple assignment: to study the spots on the sun. Equipped with a 6-inch telescope on a New York City rooftop, Nelson observed the sunspots but found no substantial correlation between them and the behavior of radio communications. He could not make predictions of more than a few days in advance based on sunspots alone. In 1948, he proclaimed that the size of the sunspots was a meaningless criterion in predicting radio disturbances. Instead, he argued the type, age, and activity of sunspots, as well as their position on the sun, were the significant factors. Inspired by suggestions from scholars such as the late Ellsworth Huntington of Yale and Henry Helm Clayton, Nelson turned his attention to the planets. He began to study daily propagation reports from RCA's receiving station at Riverhead, Long Island, and from overseas stations of Radio France and Sweden's Telegraph Administration. Nelson tried to correlate these reports with the positions of the planets. The result? Nelson concluded that the planets indeed disturb the sun, and the sun in turn affects electromagnetic conditions on the Earth. So, what does this mean for us? If Nelson's findings hold, they could bridge the gap between astrology and science, suggesting that planetary positions do have a tangible impact on our world. It also opens up a new realm for study in the field of radio weather forecasting, requiring more research to fully understand the effects of planetary positions on radio propagation. In conclusion, the journey of John Henry Nelson from a rooftop in New York to a groundbreaking discovery brings us to a crossroads. It urges us to revisit our understanding of the universe and prompts us to ask, is there more to the ancient practice of astrology than meets the eye? Perhaps this is just the beginning of a new chapter in the ongoing dialogue between astrology and modern science.